Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. Driving a BMW is like hitting the perfect shot. Smooth, controlled and powerful. Titleist, the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Better, when the greats bet, they bet with Better. Ping will help you play your best. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Now, here's Nick and Mark.
G'day everybody, welcome to this Talk Birdie to Me mini, and it's a great one, this one. So I love talking about it because it's our richest event on the PGA Tour schedule, the $2.5 million BMW Australian PGA Championship. I'm sitting next to a former winner and someone who is also the record holder for the lowest score as well, 22 under par. You and Peter Lonard and who else?
Jed Morgan. Jed Morgan had a chance, but he couldn't quite do it, unfortunately, at RQ. Maybe this week it'll get broken. You never know.
You were putting him off behind the 72nd green, we understand why. It's a fabulous field, Nick.
It is.
I mean, honestly, some of the names, I want to talk very soon to our special guest, who is the CEO of the Australian PGA, Gavin Kirkman. G'day, Gav. Nice to see you.
Yeah, great to see you, Mark and Nick, and thanks for having on your podcast today. I've really been looking forward to this.
Okay. Oh, well, first things first, we understand there's been a lot of rain up there at RQ and a lot of work had to be done. Now, we know last year the grounds crew did an amazing job. What's the latest up there in Queensland?
Yeah, we had some Queensland thunderstorms, but here we are. We're about to tee off this morning. Course is in great condition, a little bit of work done to the marquees, and the crowds are coming in.
Beautiful, yeah. And it's the biggest prize money of the year on the Australasian schedule, $2.5 million. It's amazing, I think, over the last few years, I guess, from where the tour was before COVID and just after COVID, how it's really grown. What are we up to now? 20 events? What's the total prize money on the circuit now?
Yeah, we're reaching that 12 to 13 million dollar mark now, Nick, and this is where we wanted to be. We wanted to have a sustainable tour out here. We work closely with the DP World Tour, with the PGA Tour. We've now got a broadcast platform. 16 events will be broadcasted on the men's tour here in Australia this season. So we've got a product now that continues to grow, and our partners, when up here at the BMW Australian PGA Championship around the 18th green, we've got BMW, we've got Rolex, we've got Emirates, we've got Liberty Finance, we've got the Double Party Hole, we've got Callaway Golf. Wow. We've got some great partners. And across our tour, with Challenger as our tour sponsor now, we're getting and building a sustainable tour that's being recognised by the global tours as well.
Well, Gav, one of the amazing things, and look, I look at it most years, now that the Australian PGA, the BMW Australian PGA, is the number one, the first tournament on the 2026 DP World Tour circuit, you would think a lot of these players would be happy to have a holiday. But when I look at some of the internationals who are coming down, you got Neiman on top of the leaderboard, Rasmus Nygaard Pedersen, who Nick and I are so impressed with. We just couldn't believe the way he played with Rory McIlroy on the last day a couple of weeks ago. Marco Penja's come down. David Puig's come down. Yep. Sebastian Munoz has come. Carlos Ortiz, Ryan Fox, Abraham Answer. The list just goes on and on and on. You got Ballester, who won last week as well. Kiridak Apibarnrat.
He loves coming down.
He loves coming down, and he's a good watch.
Fun to watch.
He's a really good watch. Plus, you got a hell of a lot of our stars have made the trip down as well. So, I don't know how you do it to get them all back when they should all be, having a drink with their mates. But you've done a great job, Gavin.
Yeah, and I really think, Mark, and thanks for that. The team do a great job building relationships. But I think what we've learned and listen to the players, because we need our players, we need our fans, we need our partners. But the players, every year we've tried to create a better service for them. So, those players are coming down. Marco Penj, I spoke to on Sunday. He's been down in Australia for 5 days. He just left straight from end of season event. He's been down here playing some golf, and the names that you brought up, we're really proud of our field. And the quality of our field. I think it's the strongest field that we've had at the Australian PGA Championship in near 20 years.
I agree.
And it's something, the depth is there. Affy Barnrat, he won over in Perth at the Super Six, and what a character! And he couldn't wait to get back down here. But and then we've got Dan Hillier. We've got our New Zealand contingent with Foxy. We've got Dan Hillier, Kazuma Kabori.
What a year
The
he's
list
had.
goes on and on. And I think we're going to have nine live players in the field this year as well. So it's obviously the live players want to come down and play, and they're looking for somewhere to play on quality golf courses and open up their opportunity to play well and get some order of merit and world ranking points.
Well, it wasn't as strong as that 2006 field.
Oh, that was the strongest field. The strongest field we've ever seen, Nick. That was almost like the fifth major that year when you won it.
I think it might have been, yeah. I'm only kidding. Obviously, Gavin, you got a great relationship with the DP World Tour. I noticed, we've had the pathways the last few years where the winner gets onto the DP World Tour. This particular season coming up, I think numbers 2 and 3 on our order of merit now go to the Hotel Planner Tour.
I love that.
I think it's really good. Is there any way we can possibly look at, or is there any thought being given to how we can maybe co-sanction some of the smaller events here in Australia with the Hotel Planner Tour?
That's the dream.
Yeah, but we're in discussion at the moment, Nick and Mark. Nick Dasty and I had those discussions earlier this year with the DP World Tour, and it's something we haven't looked at before. But the Hotel Planner Tour now, which used to be their Challenge Tour, but the Hotel Planner Tour is something that with the exemptions and the categories we get from our second and third players, they'll get to play 20 plus events on that schedule.
Bang.
And the minimum prize money has now gone to $500,000 pound on those events. So it's a different ball game and a better playing opportunity. So we'll get our winners exemption from both the BMW Australian PGA Champs and the Australian Open. We'll get our order of merit getting full cards, but I think it's important those next 2 cards will get full exemption on the Hotel Planner, and that's something that's creating the pathway. There's a lot of Hotel Planner events in South Africa. We want to see, I think they've got 4 on their schedule that are co-sanctioned. We'd like to get some of ours co-sanctioned down here as well.
Well, that is music to my ears, Gavin, that you're working towards that. I know, look, I used to do a little radio show 20 years ago on SEN. We had the tour boss come on that particular program, and we had a Von Nider tour back then, Gav, it was called, the smaller events underneath. And I asked him flat out, would you help us with getting the Von Nider? And he said yes. Look, the administration at the time, they didn't want to do it, but this sounds really exciting. And now if I'm a 18 or 19-year-old or a 25-year-old searching for a way to get on the Northern Hemisphere tours, which come down to Australia these days, which is fantastic.
Yep.
That is great. Now, tell me this. If you are having talks, we know they already give us a little bit of help. Would they be prepared to go a step further? And if we've got our 4 co-sanctioned event on the Hotel Planner Tour, would there be more money coming from them? And is that something that they would hand over, or would that be up to us?
No, that it'll work both ways. I think what the DP World Tour has always, as an alliance partner, they've always wanted to support and grow our tour. So we're having those discussions. But to show respect for our tour this year, Guy Kinnings, the CEO of the DP World Tour, will be at our event here in Brisbane.
Wow.
He arrives Friday night. He's coming down to have a look at what we do, have some discussions with myself and team and our chair, Ian Baker Finch. He's coming down, and then he's going to have a few days in Melbourne and head back. So when you get the CEO taking time out of their schedule at the end of their season to come down and see what we're doing here in Australia, that's a real positive. And we've got a lot of their team here this week, but to have the CEO Guy coming down, it's something that I'm really happy about, and I'm going to have some good one-on-one with him by the end of the week.
Oh, that is sensational, Gavin. That is such great news for everyone who wants Australian golf to prosper. Congratulations on that. Hey, listen, we got stacks more questions for you. Can we take a break? I want to know I know who won the awards, but there'd be some people who mightn't be up to date with who won all the big awards. Maybe you could tell everybody who won those awards, and we've got a couple of curly questions for you too on the other side.
From Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, this is Talk Birdie to Me. We're here for BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Host Plus, the official retirement partner of Talk Birdie to Me. The golf clearance outlet, they beat everyone's prices. Ping will help you play your best. And better, ahead of the game. Now for Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and FootJoy, the number one shoe and glove in golf. Here's Nick and Mark.
All right, the Greg Norman Medal is a special. There is no doubt about that. You never won one, did you?
No, it was given out after my time.
Yeah, okay. But Gav, congratulations on the big awards night. Could have went off without a hitch. And, of course, we had a big winner.
We did, and it's a four-time winner. Minjee Lee has won the Greg Norman Medal again for the fourth time. Closely contested with Gracie Kim this year. Both of our women won majors on their tours. They both played well. They both were part of that winning team in the International Crown event. But, Minjee just continues to, the way she played across the five majors, in women's golf was unbelievable. So, Minjee walked away with another Greg Norman medal, and someone said to me, should it be the Minjee Lee medal in the future, because she's won quite a few now. But it was great. Greg come in and spoke to the crowd on video. His travel schedule didn't allow him to be in the room, but it was a great night where we recognised so many of our great Australian PGA professionals out on tour and also vocationally.
Well, the women, they're almost leading the way for Australian golf at the moment. The men's golf is still good, but you've got Minjee, you've got Grace, Hannah, Steph Kiriakou, Cassie Porter, all these really good players coming through. Now, I know Mark's actually spoken a bit about this before. The WebEx Players Series events we have here on our schedule on the Australasian Tour may even be part of that, because I know Grace used to play a few of those as well, and it gets them ready for these bigger events overseas and everything. And, looking post-Christmas, we've got a nice schedule coming up as well. But one thing that I did notice on the schedule recently was, I think in early March, might just be after the New Zealand events, there's a to be confirmed sort of event there on the schedule. Can you tell us anything about that, or is it, going to be happening basically?
Yeah, it is going to be happening. We're really excited. I can't quite announce it yet, but our tour team is working with partners to launch a new event. Biggest thing I can let you know and let your fans know as well on the show is it's going to be a substantial event. It's not just another small event on our schedule. It will be an event that will be new. It'll be a great playing opportunity for our players again, which is what we're all about. So stay tuned. But as I said, I'd love to share that information, but we've just delayed the announcement for another week or so just to get the partnerships right and make sure everything's in good shape. But while we're talking about that first quarter of the year, Nick and Mark, I think it's really exciting. 4 WebEx Series events, then backed up by 4 ladies European co-sanction events with the WPGA Tour of Australasia. So again, there's our broadcast platform showcasing live golf to the Australian fans and showcasing our young up-and-coming players. That's one thing I'm really passionate about. We've got our great players, 9 women playing on the LPGA Tour, so many men playing on global tours. But it's great to showcase our local talent, our Aussie talent, because that's where our next stars are going to come from. And to grow their profile is something that we need to do as a sport, but we need to do to grow and enhance both our men's and women's tours.
No, it's clear you're very proud of what the women are putting on, Gavin. And to be honest with you, if you want to see Australian golf prosper, you should be proud of it as well. I think we all are. We're all very, very proud of those 4 European events.
Yeah, Karen Lund's been doing a great job.
We've got Karen Lund penciled in right at the start of the Australian Open week. Which one is she coming in for?
Maybe just before the start of those,
you and Karen have done a wonderful job. Karen, she's such a low-profile character. It's a joke. She won a British Open and all the rest of it. She hasn't played for 30 years or something ridiculous. We've got to get her back out in the golf course, Gav. That should be one of your projects, getting her back out in the golf course. Hey, one last question from me, and this isn't one of mine. This is someone's picked it up. Someone noticed that the Queensland PGA field, fabulous tournament, by the way, a very, very good tournament, very watchable. And Cameron John and Billy Dowling, and just there's some drama all over the place. The course was looking $1 million. It was only a 120-man field. someone picked up on that and asked the question why. We'd like to know too.
Yeah, I think the tour team and the Tournament Players Council, they're looking at field sizes to ensure that there was a pre-queue for that event, and for all the PGA events, it's 120 field size. And if we're not in Melbourne or Sydney where daylight saving is, we're very mindful about getting the players out, getting the players back in as well. So while there's I'm big on playing opportunities, but I've got to listen to the councils and listen to what's best for our playing pathways. And I think all the PGA events, the Opens are different, as you know, because there's some amateur invites that come into those events. But I think they've put the field size out at 120, and it was a really good move. Hats off to them, because with the weather we had on Sunday morning, we wouldn't have got bending on the cut, because the cut then, as you know, and you're both experienced tour players, that the cut could be anywhere from 50 plus tyres to 60 plus tyres that could end up in 70, 75 on a weekend. So I think they've narrowed the field size to look at the playing opportunity based around a qualifying round on the Monday, like we had here up in Brisbane on the Monday of tournament week. So, well,
listen, Gav, this sounds like a wonderful opportunity for the PGA of Australia to do something for the rest of us. As when the Premier comes down, I think his name's Christopher Foley, can you just give him a little elbow on the side and tell him to go to daylight savings and just join the real world, so we don't have to worry about this anymore?
We hope the Premier's coming out, but we have the Sports Minister coming out. So, and he's a sports advocate, Tim Mander. Right. He used to be involved in NRL and so forth. So I'll be telling him that they've got to move. Being a Queenslander myself, we've been waiting for a long time for the faded curtains and the cows being milked and so forth. We'd like to see daylight saving in Queensland to boost the golf rounds out on all the facilities. Mark, can I just call out that 2006 Australian PGA Championship at Coolum? Yeah. I was working up there and I stood behind Nick O'Hearn when he played that bunker shot. And the steely thing was Peter Lonard still had a putt after, and he didn't even recognise Nick's hole out. He just went back into concentration mode, and I said to Nick once, God, that was pretty fierce stuff on that 18th hole, and Peter Lonard was still trying to win the tournament, but Nick had holed the bunker shot, so it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
He had a bunker shot of his own, and I looked at the light, I thought, if he holds this, I'm going to throw him in the pond.
Gavin, congratulations on everything you've done for Australian golf. As far as we're concerned, professional golf, men's and women's, headed in the right direction, and you're a big part of that. So thank you.
No, thanks very much. And the weekends can be great up here in Brisbane. The party hole, 5,000 seats around the party hole, the double party hole out on 17. So whether you're here live or whether you're going to watch it on 9 or watch it on Fox KO, it's going to be a great experience for all the fans to enjoy the quality golf that we're going to have here in Brisbane. So.
Yeah, it's going to be $1 million up for grabs, I hear, I think, on the weekend on 17 on the party hole, which will be a lot of fun. And I'll see you there shortly, Gavin, because we're going to be doing the TV this afternoon.
You sure will. At the wonderful Royal Queensland Golf Club. So.
Good on you. Gavin Kirkman there, the CEO of the Australian PGA. We're looking forward to it. You and I both think me and Louise going to win the thing.
Mm-hmm. We think.
Well,
who knows? It's going to be an Aussie.
Folks, we'll catch you next time.
Talk Birdie to Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen. Live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. The Golf Clearance Outlet, they beat everyone's prices. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Better, ahead of the game. Ping will help you play your best. And Host Plus, they can help you drive your retirement further. Now that's a plus. Issued by Host Plus Pty Limited. This is general advice. Consider the PDS and TMD on our website before deciding. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and share the pod with a friend. Talk Birdie to Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media. Sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie to Me.